Hi guys, and welcome to TJ Smiles. Today I'm here with another book review for y'all. This is my 26th book I've read so far this year in 2015. It is a library book, and it is called, let me fix my sticky note here. I put sticky notes over the library barcode so you can't stalk me or anything. It is Fire Girl, and this is I don't know how to describe it. It is a modern classic. It's a modern classic. It basically tells the story of a girl that, okay, sorry, backtrack. It tells the story of a boy, and in his class, he goes to a private Catholic school. In his class, they get a new girl, and this girl was badly burned in a tragic fire, and she just looks atrocious. Sorry, that's basically how you would describe it, I guess. I mean, completely burnt, fingers burnt together, hair singed. She's undergoing multiple different surgeries and skin grafting and all that nonsense and necessary things just so she can attempt to look normal, but it's going to take a lifelong process. So basically, the children in this class in the school are pretty terrified of her. She's pretty scary. So she's not making friends. She just kind of goes to school, comes home. She misses so much class because she's always in the hospital getting different treatments done. So that's a difficult part of her life. She's over a year behind in school, so she's just having a rough time. At home, she don't have the best relationship with her mother. Her mother's not always there all the time, it seemed like. You don't get to know too much about, it's a very short book. How many pages was it? 150, not even. So it was a very short book. You don't get too much in detail, but from the little bit I've got, it seemed like her mother wasn't always completely there. So as time goes on, the classmates start making up these crazy, insane stories about how she got burnt because no one ever told the class why. So they're like, oh, her and her sister was fighting, and she set dolls on fire, and she burnt the house down and killed her sister, and all this kind of ridiculous ideas that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, but they decide that's what it is, and they spread these crazy rumors. And the main character is like, okay, I don't like it when they say this, but he was too shy to say anything and really stick up for her. So that was his major downfall in this. I mean, I kind of got annoyed with him. You feel bad for it. Why would you not say something? If I seen someone doing that to someone, I'd be like, yo there. You need to fix yourself and not talk like that about others, not be spreading rumors like that. That's ridiculous. But he was just too shy to do that. And he consistently stayed shy like that throughout the book. So I can't say there was too much character development that I seen. I mean, I could be wrong. But I didn't, in that aspect, I didn't see too much character development. At the end of the story, he realized, and he had grown a lot, realizing what he had in his life was not the most important thing. It's really irrelevant because he has a great life, and then she's sitting there and she's almost been burnt to death, and she's still going. So at one point in the book, they go to a Catholic school, so they have to hold hands and pray. And he got put next to Fire Girl and had to hold hands. And he's like, okay, he didn't really want to do it, but he did it just to make her feel comfortable. And then the boy next to her wouldn't hold her other hand. That other boy happened to be his best friend. And that kind of upset him, but he never said anything. But when you get to the end of the story and she decides that she wants him to come over and his friend wants him to come over and he's torn between going with his friend and going with her, I feel that he chose the right thing, and I feel like whether he wanted to admit it or not, he was close friends with her, probably the closest friend she's had since the accident, and I feel like it was very brave of him to go to her and not his friend. So I guess choosing her over his friend was a huge character development because at the beginning of the story, he wouldn't have done that. He just would have went off with his friend. So I take back what I said about the character development thing. I guess I didn't think that through enough before I said that. But I guess he did have some good character development. I mean, he obviously chose the right thing there, and he made an impact in her life whether he realized it or not. She made a huge impact on his life whether she realized it or not. And it's a very short, fast read. I honestly read it in 3 hours. I was at the library, I'm like, oh, that looks like an interesting title, let's pick it up, and I did, and I read it in 3 hours, just on and off. So it's a very short, fast read, teaches a great lesson. It's a great modern classic, and y'all know I'm trying to do more classics this summer because it's like my least read genre. So I really enjoyed it, and I would strongly suggest it for you guys to read. If you have to do a school project, I'd say go ahead and read it if you're in like sixth to eighth grade. And I'm only saying, like, I'm not saying it's an immature book in the least bit. I mean, people in this book are in seventh grade, so it is from like a young child standpoint, like being narrated and whatnot. But it teaches a great lesson, and it's totally age appropriate for even adults today. But I'm just saying that, like, for book report wise, I would suggest it to like the younger realm of children because it is a short book. Like I said, it's only 150 some pages. If you want a good classic to do a book report on for an older grades, try like maybe an Anne of Green Gables or even The Giver. It's up to 200 some pages. So even that one is short, but it's a bit chunkier. So there's what other classics have I read? I'm just blanking. The Great Gatsby. That's a good one for high schoolers. But yeah, I mean, if you're in high school and you want to do this, go for it. But I would just suggest it for the younger grades. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. If anyone has read this book and you want to talk about it in the comments, please do so, and I will totally comment back because I feel like this isn't a very well-known book, and I just want to talk to people about it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.